there's a knock on my front door. And I open the door, and there's a man there that I don't know. I said, "Hi, what can I do for you?" And he said, "I want what you've got." And I said, "Am I being robbed?" He said, "No, you're not being robbed." He says, "But I want what you've got." He said, you go past my house on your way to work every day. And I always see you on your bicycle or jogging to work or on rollerblades. You know, do you own a car? I go, "Yeah, I own a car, but I only use 1 tank of gas a year." You know, I didn't drive that car much. 4 trips to go visit my parents, 50 miles away. I could go do those trips. That's it. Otherwise, around town, I use my bike, or blades, or run, whatever I could do, and not a vehicle whenever I can possibly help it. So, he says, "Well, I want what you've got." He said, "I see you. You're always out and about. You always look like you're happy." He said, "I'm not happy. I'm really like fighting depression." He said, "You're looking fit, and I'm getting fat, and all the wrong things are happening, and I've got kids, and I want to be there for them." And he said, I'm just starting to think that if I do what you do, I'll get what you get. That's straightforward." And I looked at him and said, "Craig, you wouldn't do it." And I closed the door. And I started to walk away. And he knocked again. And I opened the door and said, "What?" And he said, "No, really, I want what you've got." He says, "I'll do it." And I go, "Craig, it's way too tough. It's outside of your scope of comprehension the way I live. You're not about to overhaul your complete diet or any other aspect of your lifestyle to do what I do. I've been taking this too far for too long, and you're just not going to get up to speed." Coming from where he was coming from, which was, at that point, he explained the depths of alcoholism. And I go, "Craig, you wouldn't do it." And I closed the door and walked away. Knock, knock, knock. One more time. I open the door. I go, "What?" And he goes, "I'll pay you." I said, "How much?" And he said, "Whatever you want." And I said, "It'll be a waste of your money." And he said, "Well, let me judge that." I go, "Okay, but you've been warned." Well, we worked at it. I did my best to make it as conceivable as possible for him to be able to get from where he was to where I was in the shortest possible straight line that he could reconnoiter, in the shortest straight line that he could achieve. Isn't reconnoiter the right word? Bless you, by the way. You're very wrong. So, and he tried his best. And he had his ups and downs, but he tried his best. Eventually, some years later, Craig said, "I gotta fast. I gotta fast." I realized, like, I've been skirting around the edges for too many years already, and let's just put it on the books. I'm going to fast with you. When can you take me? And he came and fasted. And Craig had a relatively uneventful fast. He fasted for 4 weeks. He stayed with me for another 2. He lived a quarter mile away. but he came and fasted with me. His parents, his wife and kids came to visit often, but he stayed with me. He made that commitment. And he paid it off by being my handyman for a long, long time. For a lot of hours. Because he paid it back off, you know, at his rate of pay. But he earned it, and he was happy to do it. And his life changed. He decided that he didn't want to lose the gains he'd made. He started a regular fitness program. He decided that it was time to cut his ties with AA and stop claiming that he was an alcoholic every day. Instead, saying he used to be an alcoholic and he could be again. But as long as he's living healthfully, he doesn't even need to mention alcohol or think about alcohol or deny alcohol or whatever else it was. That his tendencies to go that way might, you know, be there, but he just wasn't gonna. He started working a regular job, got himself a job that paid some money. He still has the job to this day. He's a private moving man. Started a moving company, and it's still going strong. I got photos from him a couple of weeks ago. And to be honest, he looks exactly like he did 25 years ago. It's spectacular. He and his wife just had their 25th anniversary, and all is going as well as it could ever possibly be going. So, well worth it.
Initiate lockdown